boom and a boom, boom, boom. What's up, everybody?
Hello. Hi.
Aloha
Aloha.
Thursday.
Yep. Hello, everyone. Good evening.
How you stay, man? How you stay, bro?
I'm fine, thank you.
And how's the village doing? How's the village? How's the village doing?
Hope the village
Broke,
doing good.
broken water main. That's about it.
And we get a lot of broken things. Not in a village. Not in a village. We're a
Broken
village.
water main.
Yeah, we messed up. We are messed up. But it is Thursday, almost end of the week, heading on over to Halloween. How you guys all doing, folks? How you guys all doing? Thank you for
Doing
joining
fine.
us tonight. Thank you for joining us tonight. We're gonna have some fun tonight, I think.
I hope so. I need some fun.
Yeah, we're gonna make this fun tonight. We'll talk a little bit in the beginning about what's going on, and then Miskovich, Dr. Miskovich texted Charlie and I today. He blew a gasket.
Yeah.
He blew a gasket, rightfully so. I will talk about that. But so I
Mm-hmm.
told him if you like jump on tonight. So he may pop up. I don't know. I love it when Miskovich gets angry.
Mm-hmm. Then I know he's human.
Yeah, well,
Other than that,
we
he doesn't seem human.
he's a
He just
machine. He's a
he's like
machine.
he's Teflon coated. Everything just rolls off his shoulder. But for some
Remember,
reason today,
Charlie?
but for some reason today, things got stuck.
Who? Who? Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was a little irritated. But Charlie, think about it, right? From when we first started, he was one of our earlier guests, and from the beginning, this guy has been on the front line. Remember, he was out there when the state failed to put out testing. He went out there, whether it was at the correctional facilities or at different parking lots. This guy was out from the beginning. He has seen COVID evolve until what it is today. He's been across the world. He's worked with the NCAA sports programs. He's worked with the Olympics. This guy has. When I look at the sources, all of by the way, we get Dr. Dworkin joining us on Monday night. He's going to join us on Monday night. He's an infectious disease specialist, so he's going to talk to us more about the variants and all of these things. But Misco's been out and around for a long time, and all of our guests have. I don't want to just say Misco because we've had so many of our guests that's been all around from day one, watching this thing carefully, as many of us have. Today I spent some time doing some research of what's going on around the world, and it's quite scary. This Delta Plus variant, Charlie, is a little bit of concerning, although it hasn't reached the level of a variant of concern yet, because there's
Mhm.
just not enough data. But what they're seeing so far is that, and it's in the United States, it's on the continent.
Mhm.
It's making an appearance out there in Massachusetts and other states, and by the data they have so far, it appears that this will be a much more contagious variant than Delta. So we everybody, and as I posted today, um, the officials in Massachusetts said that, yeah, I would. George says the variant report yesterday doesn't show it's here. Remember now, we didn't officially see Delta here much later than its arrival, and that's obviously right through the sequencing. We're randomly sequencing tests. I don't even know if we're still doing that. We're not testing enough. George White puts out the daily positivity rating based on the daily number of tests. Thank you for doing that, George. And uh, we don't test enough. So if we're not testing enough, then we're not sequencing enough. So the Delta Plus could very well be here. We won't know until we increase sequencing or increase testing.
Mhm.
So that's what bothers me, right? If you want to make an informed and educated decision, you want to make sure that you have as much pertinent information as possible. Yeah, the most pertinent information. In other words, in the case of COVID
Mhm.
and the Delta, You would think that if we wanted to get a good snapshot or a snapshot in time for
Right.
Hawaii, that we would go out and test like crazy across the state and then do your sequencing and then determine what variants are here or are not here. But no, if you look at Georgia's report every day, you will see the numbers of testing is extremely low. Charlie, we talk about our Hawaiian air source that you saw today's one. I think 19 tests were done, 15 or 14 was positive every day. It's
Mhm.
about 80% positivity rating just at the airlines. So we don't have a good enough uh, 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 pot of information. Sorry, I don't know what to say. We don't have a good enough source of information to do an informed and educated estimate. So
Mhm.
it baffles me, and we'll talk about, yes, airline employees, Mireille. Tonight we'll talk about that. We'll talk about the governor's announcement and the Mayor Blangiardi's announcement yesterday, which everybody's jumping for joy. I don't. I know who's not jumping for joy right now is the families of the two people that died today, and the four people that died the other last week, and the six people that died, and the eight people that died. They're not jumping for joy, but it appears that many people are excited. Many people are saying we waited too long to open up. While this mess is still brewing on the mainland, uh, and deaths are still occurring, but we have decided to move forward.
Mhm.
So that'll be my opening, and then we'll take it from there.
Well, somebody should be thinking. Think about this now. Okay. How do you know what a Delta Plus is? When it first came on the scene, what made that discovery call it a Delta Plus? Did they call everybody else and says, "Hey, the rest of you in the world, does anybody have this that has a real odd looking spike?" And then you wait for a response. Then if the response is no, then you call it a Delta Plus, right? What
Mhm.
initiates calling it a Delta Plus?
It's just a nickname, I don't even know what the number of it. It carries the characteristics of the Delta. It's a variant of the Delta, so they'll have some numbers and letters attached to it, and then it
Yeah,
didn't.
but
It's not a new strain like, so it wouldn't be a lambda or a mu. This is still the Delta, but it is a subvariant, so it keeps the Delta name, and
yeah, but
they
does
just
it?
call it the Delta Plus.
Yeah, but what gives it? I see George says AY42.
Oh, there
What
you
gives
go.
it
That's
AY42? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, that's something we're gonna have to ask Doctor DeWorkin on Monday,
And the
because
thing is that
I
like amongst say for instance, like us in the world of law enforcement, right? If there is a certain pattern of say a serial rapist, right? Along the communication lines, we share the similarities with everyone to let them know these are the characteristics we're looking for. So throughout the world, is that what they're doing? They're sharing what to look for so then you know that if this comes knocking on your door, this is a Delta Plus.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I think so. The sequencing would show based on what they find when they do the sequencing, when they do the DNA
And
sequencing,
that's
they
and
will be
remember
able to
you and
tell.
I one night we said, who the hell would stay in front of two little stuff like this and look at them continue look like one, two, wait. One, two, shucks, I missed them. One, two, three, four, five, six. I keep on counting. I said, okay, I think I got them right this time.
Yeah,
and then call.
yeah, yeah. I remember that discussion, and it made so much sense back then. Who these guys that are gotta count all these different little microscopic parts
No,
of a cell. Oh my
but can
God.
you just imagine? You get these guys. coming to one of your parties, and you just like hang out and have a good time. And all they can do, holding their cheese and crackers in one hand and they drinks in the other hand. Hey, yeah, what'd you do today? Well, I had about two little squiggly things, and they were acting with another squiggly thing, and ta-da, that's what we had today. Two squiggly things.
Yeah. Well, you know, we were told long ago. I think Dr. Jerome Kim. I know Susan's asking about Dr. Jerome Kim. He mentioned, as well as many, I think all of our experts told us long ago, that we would experience hundreds, if not thousands, of variants off of off of the COVID. Most of them don't amount to anything. Most of them just, it evolves and it just doesn't do much. But Delta did. Remember we had the little Lambda and the Mu. Everybody was freaking out, like, oh my god, oh my god. It just didn't have enough gumption to overtake the Delta. And we're hoping the same is true of the Delta Plus, but we don't know yet. It's too soon. And so my point was all to bring that up was that we, as a state of Hawaii, knowing that, and again, based on what Dr. Tim Brown said, all of these states that across the country, COVID numbers are going down, but there are areas in our country that are going up and are going up quite a bit. And those people are coming to Hawaii. So you would think, right? You would think that we would uh, be careful and we would make decisions that would protect. Because, see, once the variant gets on our shores, then we get problems, especially if it's more contagious than Delta. We saw what Delta did to Hawaii, and remember now that Delta was here when we had a pretty decent vaccination rate, and it still didn't matter. And if this is more contagious, one would think that the impact or the effect is going to be worse than Delta if it's more contagious. And we're not doing anything to monitor, right, Charlie? In fact, we are opening up. Yeah, George says, didn't we hear Mayor Blangiardi? He made the scientific comment. He that we don't have a pandemic anymore. He called it an endemic. Charlie, who in the hell is Blangiardi to say we don't have a pandemic anymore? We do have a pandemic, and it's definitely not over.
Now, I'm sorry, people ask me, like, why am I laughing? What makes this thing so nauseous when you hear about Delta, Delta Plus, and all this kind of stuff. No more names like, eh, we just discovered a new, more contagious variant discovered in Hawaii, right? It's called the bugger, ML.
Yeah, th- that
Yeah,
that
call them the bugger.
yeah.
If you to call it that, and it'd be a hilarious thing. I think you probably get more cooperation against these people who think they can run around with no mask and all that. They probably would go, "Hey, you heard about that contagious variant, the bugger? I don't like get bit by that. I'm gonna better use my mask."
Yeah. I again, Charlie, I go back to what we've been saying for a long time.
Uh,
The messaging, yeah, the messaging coming from our leadership. And whether, I live on Kauai, Charlie live on Kauai. Many of you live on the Big Island or Maui. But we watch Mayor Bangiardi, and his message is similar to like the lieutenant governor. And the governor, he just no more the courage to stand up to the pressure of the airline industry. He just doesn't.
no,
He has nothing to lose.
there's a there's a battle going on right in Honolulu. Lenchiari not listening to the governor. The governor makes the rule. I mean, that's why we play by a certain rule, right? And that's why we had to do what we had to do in the early stages, right? Opt out so we could protect ourselves. Correct?
Hmm.
There's some Blanchard that just said, "I don't care what you said. We're gonna give them," and that's what he
Oh
did
yeah.
today. He,
Well,
I mean,
he
you mean you look at the guys that will open up the stairs today? Talk about social distancing. Talk about mask wearing right on TV. No, let's huddle together. Let's take a picture. Let's see how many of you get sick. No cry if you guys get sick. That's the last thing you'll remember. One smile and one shock, and then you all get sick. So, it's
Well,
stuff like that. You gotta wonder sometimes. I said, well, I would have loved to be part of something like that, but I think I would use common sense. I would use more
yeah.
common
Well,
sense.
they're hoping. Yeah, they remember long ago. Senator Mercado Kim said, "Hope is not a strategy." We've been repeating that for many months now. Um, but it was evident from even before Blangiardi got elected that he was going to push to open up the state. That's a great goal. I mean, I think everybody's goal should be to open up the state at some point, but we gotta do it safely. I was not shocked. Remember, maybe a month ago, Charlie. I can't remember. Pretty much my timeline is all messed up. But remember when I told all of you folks that the marathon was going to go full. Remember when they came out and said only 500 people in groups of 25.
There was a
Remember
little
I
more than
said,
a month and a half. You said that.
yeah, okay. And I remember I said, no, that by the time that marathon comes, they're going to allow the full marathon. And yesterday, full marathon. There is no limit to the marathon. There is no limit to the stadium. There is no limit to the volleyball games. There is no limit for nothing except in your house. Don't you dare violate the rule in your own house. But all of these businesses, all of these things that generate revenue are being okay. But I don't understand what is the logic or the rationale. Okay, take away the special interest. Just pretend the special interest never exists. If we looked at this thing specifically for the health and safety of our community. Yeah, I see Bruno Mars is coming, Cole is coming, Hall and Oates is coming. All of these people that the guy was begging, oh, but thank you. Now we can start inviting the big names back. All of these things don't come with a cost, and the cost can be COVID cases, hospitalizations, and death. So if you remove the special interest and you're just making decisions based on the health and safety of your community, and I know it's got to be a balance. Don't get me wrong. What would the rationale be? What would the rationale be?
I like to share one incident. Real simple. We all love sports. So a lot of times our local residents they get involved in sports and they go to the mainland and they participate in sports, right?
Hmm.
So the rumor always floated around, is it safe to travel to the mainland to go play sports? So some said that, I'm vaccinated, I get nothing to worry about. But yeah, but still get the airplane ride, still get those places where we're gonna get cluttered, we're gonna get stuck in a clutter of people, right?
Hmm.
So a comment was made, is sports really that important right now? He goes, nothing gonna happen. Okay. So everybody returned to Hawaii, right? All of a sudden, one person said, hey, one person in a group or two people in a group positively sick, and it seems like COVID. So there's a speculation that goes around. Seems like COVID. Okay. But cannot be all of us tested. All of us on the return, we tested, we negative. But now they're being advised by the DOH, go get tested, right? So they go get tested. But in the meantime, the person come back, they for whatever reason they elect to come back to work or not, right? And they get advised, go get tested. Guess what happened? Sick, positive. Okay. So when you hear that, it's hard to get emotional and go, oh no, what happened to her? That kind of stuff, right? It's hard because we're already thinking to ourselves, the warnings is going up. Plenty of people will congregate, they're going to clutter. So the only thing I can think of is not so much, oh no, she got sick. You like feel sorry, but you cannot. You get angry because everybody's talking openly. The possibilities is there with a greater degree that it is going to happen. It's not like may or may not. No, everybody was clear as mud. It's going to happen. It's only a matter of time, right? And then bingo, the thing happened. So why you like us feel sorry for you? That's the thing that I get really nuts about. Like, you know, why can't well, why you know why come crying on my shoes for? You were told, you decided to roll the dice, and guess what happened? You and crap out. That's what happened.
Yeah, exactly. George White brings up a really good point. The DOE government employees at state and county are required to do post-arrival testing to come back for work, but nobody else. What's the difference? I mean, bingo, George. Again, on target. The state has made it mandatory for all government workers, state, county, that if you travel, business, or pleasure, you come home, you do not come back to work until you test.
That's a
So,
safety. That's a safety net, Mel, right there.
absolutely. I'm not complaining, but the point is, we're not making others do that. We're not making all the travelers do that. So, why this small segment of our population, which is a government worker, they're required, but no one else? COVID don't care if you work for the county or the state or the feds or you work for wherever, it doesn't matter.
Hmm.
But when they set up these types of it's okay. You telling the world that we're safe, we got the vaccination rates up, and the test case numbers are low, and hospitalizations. But for our workers, it's not that safe. So you need to test before you come back to work. What? Tell me why? If we can open up the stadium in 9,200 people, if we can open up Stan's Sheriff with I don't know how many thousand, 5,000 or whatever that place can hold. But we cannot open up the legislature. We cannot open up the city council, county councils for meetings. What, you see the difference? That's what upsets a lot of people. Is you guys tell us it's so safe that we can open up for the visitors, but when it's not safe enough to open up the government offices for our local people to get the help they needed or to participate and get people to engage. That's that's the mixed messages. Yesterday, good example. I'm watching the news, same newscast. So they talk about the governor and the mayor of Oahu bragging about we've reached the point we're ready to open. And they bring at the press conference yesterday, Blangiardi's press conference. They brought that foreign guy. What's his name? The guy from the hotel hospital, Hawaii Healthcare or whatever. That
Yeah,
what's his name?
the white haired guy. Yeah.
Yeah, and he get that strong accent. Well, he they must have gave him a bottle of that Kool Aid because he comes out and he's saying that we're in good shape. That this the day is it's the time to open.
You know that
In,
banana.
in
I sorry. Just imagine that banana was crying the blues just like 2 months ago. That
yeah,
we got to think. It's got to put a stop to this. Blah 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 blah. And now,
yeah, yeah. So he comes on and again, right? He drank the Kool Aid. So he Hilton Rathel. Thank you, George. Hilton Rathel. He comes out there and he buys right into that stuff, right? Because he's being told to do so. Because you're right, Charlie. Not long ago, a month or two ago, he was telling we are at a crisis. We're putting up tents. People are gonna die. He even brought up crisis care or whatever you call that, where people gotta pick who gonna live and who gonna die. That was a month ago. These guys get amnesia. In the same newscast, in the same newscast. What's up, brother Tommy? In the very same newscast, a story or two later, they start talking about the nursing shortage. That we're having problems filling up our hospitals with nurses, and we're not at a crisis right now, right? And that we are possibly going to have to bring in some more travel nurses in the same newscast. So what the hell do you supposed to believe as an English speaking person watching that news? You listen to the governor, you listen to the mayor of Oahu, you listen to this guy Hilton Rathel, whatever his name is, and you think, wow, we are done. We are ready to roll. And then right after that, you hear the nurses saying, uh, we just don't have enough. Okay, so what? What is it, people? Melissa, correct. Melissa, I'll post that one because I think it's exactly on target. It's a circus show. It's a circus show. It's a bunch of people that have made the decision that we're going to open up this state. We're going. I mean, the restaurant people, right? A month, 2 months ago, please, 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 please. They open up. They release some restrictions. They allow them to bring people in with the vaccine card or test. Now they're saying that's not enough. We need more. We need more. And the pressure has gotten to our decision makers. They have ignored all of the experts, and they have said, screw it. We're going to roll the dice and hope that we are right. Even though the United Kingdom is blowing up, even though many places around the country is blowing up, and but they're going to hope that we're going to be safe from COVID, and it's incredible. So I don't know, Charlie. I mean, who do you believe? The
Well,
problem is
there.
people can believe what they want to believe, right? So the people that are
No,
excited for open, they're gonna believe the first story, and they're not gonna believe the second.
no. Proof is in the pudding. Proof is in the pudding. Why? People just not returning to work. There are some people out there that are truly concerned. So what happened? I mean, look at Kauai. Kauai. We're limited in what we get, right? I get up to work. I'm in town by 4 something in the morning, right? Going to work. Limited on where I can stop off, get me a coffee and maybe something to eat. The only place used to be Jack in a Box 24 hours. Now they don't even open, you know? So that's the signs of the times. They just don't have enough people. They're offering huge sums of money to bring people back to work, and they're still not coming back to work. There are so many triggering effects because of this. And I said, if everybody played by one set of rules and just follow it, we would have been open faster, but we would have been open safer. That's the
Yep.
key. But no, everybody like say, yeah, I like be the first one, open up. Yeah, but you like be the first one to be haphazard. All I'm saying is let's be safe about it. I'm not telling you not to open up. So now the restaurants they're crying, please, 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 we need more capacity. But guess what? And I'm not saying this is for all restaurants, but I can tell you, because I've seen some places open up, but they act like they God's gift to humans. The service is, yeah, you already went experience being out of a job. Why not malama? Why not take care a little bit better? Take care of your customers. Then you're gonna wonder why if the bill is $20, they're gonna leave you a $15 tip or $10 tip. But no, you act as is no. I'm gonna grace you with my presence. Gee, how what kind of education do you need just to bring on food to me? Okay. Get the order right. Okay. I told you hot dog. I never tell you on vegetarian sandwich. Stuff like that.
Yeah.
Upsetting.
It's hard to watch this unfold.
Yeah.
It's hard to watch it unfold because it's not like, they give them pass the first time, the first cycle when everything was new and we were doing our best. Truly, we were testing, we were quarantining, we were doing what we had to do, but they had a pass because it was brand new. The Now there's no excuse because we know what's happening around the world. We know what's happening just around our country. We know what needs to be done. If Charlie, I'll say it again. If we had tested everybody pre and I think it's not enough, but even if we only tested everyone coming into our state, local resident or visitor, before Delta surge hit, if we had maintained that practice of pre-testing every single passenger, the impact of Delta would have not been as bad. I believe that with all my heart. Now, if we had done post-travel testing, I think we would have probably nipped that thing out with a very little cases of COVID or Delta. But even if they half-ass and they only wanted to do pre-travel for everybody, I believe many people would be alive today that are not.
You know what is
And
the sad thing,
that's what
brother?
makes it difficult to watch because it's and you've heard it from all the nurses, you've heard it from all the doctors when they cry when they see someone die because it was avoidable. because it was avoidable. It was unnecessary.
You want to hear something even more nuts? I feel sorry for those who work at the airport screening, right? They're screening people to see if the proper information has been uploaded for travelers to come to Hawaii, right?
Mhm.
You know how bizarre that is? It's after the fact. That screening should have been done before the person get on the plane. You save people a hell of a lot of problems. There's no reason why, because one, you let people travel in safe conditions, knowing that while they're gonna be confined in the air for the next couple of hours, at least the person sitting next to you got screened properly. Not the kind you wait until you land on the ground like, oh boy, I never do all the right things. Oh boy. Too late already. You just spent a couple hours riding with on Lolo next to you. Why don't they do them before you get on the plane? So I know there's some right now. There's some bills in Congress right now looking at that, how to instruct, I guess, the um, TSA to. But then you run into the problem with, when has TSA now become the health department, right? Stopping people from getting on the plane and all that kind of stuff. I
I
mean,
tell you how you
I mean,
if
I'm
it's
looking at, so, because put it this way, if their job is to ensure the traveling public, keeping them safe, acts of terrorism, right? And if their job now is to make sure that health wise you are safe to get on, then I guess sick people would be viewed as terrorists if it's being enforced by them from getting on the plane. What
yeah,
do you think?
I don't think it should be TSA. Who's the beneficiary of the travel, right? It's the airlines. Yeah, it's the airlines making the money. It's the airlines going out. I just got another email today, $199 round trip to the mainland. They're promoting the crap out of Hawaii right now. I don't care what HTA say. HTA is crap. They have lied to everyone saying that we're managing tourism. We ain't managing squat. They came out and said that they had the cooperation of the airline industry. They never had squat. The airline industries are are prostituting Hawaii by lowering their fares. Remember, Hawaii said, "Ooh, every single politician, oh, we want a special kind of tourist. We want a different kind of traveler. We want a traveler that's going to spend." Yeah, you're not going to get that charging $150 round trip. The airlines is not good partners. They're not good partners. If they are the ones that should be screening the passengers when they come in and they check in before you get to TSA, before you spread your Opala germs in line at TSA, before no, you go to the counter. Like how they check your bag for agriculture, right? That's what the airline should be paying the screeners to screen prior to coming in contact with all that people at the airport. You go through on screening section. I don't care what it costs, airlines. You guys pay because that's your passenger. You screen them. You check their test result or you check their whatever. Everyone should be tested. Once you pass that screening, you get the armband or whatever it is, and then you move on. It should not be TSA. It should be the airlines, and they should be footing the bill because they are beneficiaries and they are the ones prostituting the state. I sorry, airline. This is not intended as a disrespect to any
Well,
airline
they get
employee.
they get they get banding going on right now. Okay, but it's where in the system that banning coming on when they put on the ban. From the departing location. What I'm saying is, even before they get inside a terminal, they should even allow to get in the terminal without
Yeah,
all
I
the
agree.
proper with
No,
all the
I
proper.
agree.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So
So,
there should be, see, because the way we have it now, Charlie, if you have a vaccine, you're gonna get one banned. You're gonna right. You're gonna get on your app or your card or whatever. But
hmm
I'm suggesting that we test everybody, so
hmm
everybody is gonna have to. At that point, you don't even have to show a vaccine card. You don't even have to show a vaccine card because it doesn't matter. Everybody is going to be tested, whether you vaccinated or not. So throw that fancy apps away for your vaccine card. No, you come with your test results. You come with your test results, and that's
You
the
know,
only way you get on that plane.
Hawaii is really screwed up because our friends, right, that we had a great time with, Tommy, lovely wife Terry, right? We had Dwayne and his lovely wife, and Rocky and his lovely wife. You know, where they said it. They said, "Oh, we went to eat at a restaurant today, and we showed our vaccine card, and the person said, "Oh no, no, that's only Honolulu."
Mhm.
That tells you something, right? That tells you something. Okay, and so that's why people, you cannot. And on the flip side, I cannot blame a traveler for being confused because this state is confusing.
Yes.
What's good for one is good for all. But no, everybody wanted to play that race card, right? No, I get them better. I'm more safer. Therefore, I'm going to do them this way, going to do them that way. Next thing you know, all mumbo jumbo. Even as a local, that's why, I miss my kids greatly, but I just don't like deal with the BS because, if you're not up to date with what's happening on the other island, your destination, you go in there and you're going to get embarrassed.
Mhm.
And I'm the type, I don't like getting embarrassed. I get mad. I'm a
Yeah.
close sport. I get embarrassed. I say, yeah, I'm gonna embarrass you right now. Come here. you know, I just don't like
Yeah.
getting involved with that. So I said, you know what? I tell my kids, my grandchildren, Papa going to hunker down for now. When this all blows over, then I'll come. But you know
Well,
what?
you bring them to the concert. Bring them to the concert.
Well, you know, I don't
Yeah.
know about bringing them to the concert because I just want to have a real good time with my family. I miss them, but this thing is so confusing. And I'm not talking about going to France. I'm talking about a hop, skip, and a jump to Oahu. Plenty of people said, "Oh, it's easy." I said, if it was that easy, then the question is, why is people still getting sick? I want to see right now zero. We can't even get to zero. I don't know why. I mean, just imagine when you get flu season, you get people getting flu shots up the yin yang.
Yeah.
But with this thing, everybody, oh no, 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 no. You know, I mean, like, I don't know.
Ron Mabry just posted. You guys can probably see it. This notice sent out by Hawaiian Air today. Travel requirements. There are no
Restrictions.
travel restrictions for inter island travel. If you're flying between the Hawaiian Islands, you no longer need to take a COVID-19 pre travel test or quarantine, regardless of your vaccination status or where you've been vaccinated. You also do not need to create a trip within the Safe Travels website for your inner island flights. Okay. Now, Tommy guys, right? Tommy, our good brother Tommy and his crew. Remember, uh, they tested when they came to Kauai. They tested. They're from Honolulu or Honolulu. Sorry, sometimes I get excited. They tested. They didn't need to test. They didn't need to test. Right?
But
They're vaccinated.
they love the people of Hawaii
Yeah.
and they want to protect because they're from Oahu, not Kauai, and they want to protect the people of Kauai. So they want to be safe. They want to be responsible. And I sorry for cut you off, but this is what really gets under my skin. Just the other week, I get yelled by one lady telling me how much she spent, and this is one the most unfriendly place. That's the kind where I wish I could morph into somebody else, look like somebody else, and give her one crack. Then walk back to myself and go, "Oh, sweetheart, what happened? Who did this to you?" Because I didn't have to stand there and take that BS from her, but I did because part of my job is to show the aloha spirit and not react. So, like how you have people that are good ventriloquists that can make sounds but come from somebody else? I'm
Hmm.
gonna start learning how to talk and spit at the same time when people yell at me.
But now you, you understand why we get frustrated. I talking to the village, right? Remember, guys, the village. Um, and I cannot speak for everybody that's here tonight, but I think most of us agree that we have done a poor job as a state. But when these types of things happen, because we're not stupid, I think sometimes our governor, lieutenant governor, they think that we're just stupid, and that we're going to believe everything that come out of their mouth. Um, but when I obviously I'm a little perturbed right now because of this inter island travel thing. To just let people, you see, the guy comes in from California to Oahu or Maui, and he gets on an inter island flight to Kauai. He's going to walk right through. Yeah, he may have gotten tested in California. He stayed in Honolulu a night or two, but no tests required. No, whether you vaccinated or not, they're not even going to check. Remember, I just talked about what I believe is a safe way of doing it. Not checking because a vaccine card because everybody gets tested, but to not check vaccine card or uh, negative COVID tests. We are you guys mark my word. What is the date? Today is the 28th at 7:36 p.m. Mel Raposo said in a couple of weeks we're going to be back up to the 300 and 400 case range, and it's going to be climbing from there. Mark my word. There's no way to prevent it. There's just no way to prevent it if we're not requiring testing or vaccine cards. I just watch. I hate to do that, but
Hmm.
that drives me nuts. That drives me nuts. Like it's very clear that the state don't give a rat's ass about the safety of our people, and they are willing to roll the dice. Wow.
Well, I do wanna, on the flip side, I do wanna say that I am so proud of the many people who are still practicing safety. You know who I appreciate the most? Every Monday, first flight, like clockwork, all the construction workers from Oahu coming to Kauai. Every single one have a mask on in the baggage claim, waiting for their 1 ton of tools to come off the belt. And you know it's construction because all you hear is bang, boom, bang. They got this, you know, they got that stackable tool. I tell you, they bring their whole tool chest with them. The bugger must weigh
Mhm.
like 500 pounds coming off that belt, but they're all masked. And while they're waiting for the ground person of that construction company that's already on island to pick them up, they wait patiently with their mask on. Okay. But then you have these travelers. Heaven forbid they just took one half an hour ride from Oahu. They gotta wait. So while they're waiting for the car to pick them up, they get their mask off because you like take them off already. And I don't know if it's because they feel that that's the God given right. And yet you see some big brothers over there that look like they like take their claw hammer from their two chests and conk the person on the head because they take off their mask. I mean, it's just like people that don't care about other people. You gotta smoke on cigarettes so badly. Why can't you just wait until you go behind on tree and go smoke? Why you gotta do them so close by when you need to show everybody how you can puff and make the smoke from your mouth go up your nose? Why? Why is that? Yes, a lack of respect. That's
Yeah,
right,
boom, right there.
right
Oh,
there.
I might have got the wrong one. Sorry. Boom. This thing scrolls so fast I got hard time catch them. That's what it is. It's
Yep.
pure lack of respect. Charlie, every not every day, but almost every day,
Hmm.
when me and my partner Joe go on our lunch break, and we typically take our salad or whatever we eat. We go down to the harbor, we eat our sandwich or salad, and then we always come back, drive through the airport, and head down Aokini to go check the water. What old people do, what old people usually do. And I, I'm always quite impressed at how many of the people at the terminal are wearing their masks. Every so often you see one or two not, but today for some reason I don't know if there was a foul smell. Uh, I don't know if there was. I don't know, but today it seemed there were so many what appeared to be visitors not wearing their masks.
Yeah.
And that's not normal. That's not normal. I want to make that clear because I go down there to spock them, to check them out so I can call Charlie and say, hey, you got a bunch of. But today, for some reason, was different. And this was about the 12:30 time period.
No, my workers
Um,
said that they were having difficult time, and that's why it takes cooperation. You know, our good friend Khalil Perez, he's the watch commander, and to see an LEO, an armed LEO, standing next to a traffic curb officer, it makes a difference because the traffic curb officer has an undaunting task of trying to tell these people first, making sure that the pedestrian traffic is safe, curbside, right? Two, making sure that vehicles pull in and pull out safely. And three, having to remind people to put on their mask because this is a state facility. And yet, as all of this is going on, there's a loudspeaker. Welcome to the Lihui Airport, part of a state mandate. Even though you're vaccinated, all travelers must use their masks while on at the Lihui Airport. What these guys not only lack respect, they lack hearing. The damn thing is so loud, you gotta hear the stuff, right?
yeah, and
I
and
don't know.
and now I understand that the video plays in the airplane,
Yep.
so they get him on the airplane. I will say this: Khalil Perez was standing at the first baggage claim as you coming around the turn. The first
Alpha. Alpha.
he
Yep.
was standing right there in his uniform. So in his area, everybody had the mask, right? Because they see the guy in uniform, they know they got to wear a mask. But as you drive away from Khalil Perez, and you know that little space between the baggage claim and the main entrance, that's where you see all these guys walking. And it was today, though. I don't know, Charlie. I'm not sure why. That's not
Well,
normal, but
I have asked management. I'm putting a crew together to enforce the mask again, but I'm asking all of my workers, four of them, to go plain clothes, wear no mask, and cough as hard as you can as you walk in by people. Forgive them the hint. Just go hi. Just cough. Spit everything. And watch.
you gotta go ask my boss, Charlie. You gotta go ask my boss if you can borrow us for just all plain clothes, and we just write tickets, boy, all day long. Just cite them
Well, here's
all.
the problem. You know the mask mandate and the tickets.
Hmm.
Usually the ticket side usually come down. We get the county, but it's not no longer in effect or whatever mask thing, right? And for the life of me, I look for the mandate for the ticket. So then I ask my counterparts in on the other islands. I go, hey, how you guys doing the mask? They tell me, bruh, we read out 200 tickets. All of them get thrown out.
Yeah, I don't know what our new acting prosecutor, if she will prosecute these cases, but I mean, it needs to be done. I mean, it needs to be
Yeah.
done, and they got their way, right? They got their way with the dropping them from a misdemeanor down to a violation or decriminalized. So
No, I like them go from a misdemeanor up to an attempted murder.
Ah, Charlie, months and months ago, remember what I told you? To solve this problem, you're doing $10,000 cash bail.
Yeah.
Cash bail, not bond. You don't can call one bondsman. You come up with 10 grand cash, or you sit your ass in a holding cell until your hearing, and then you go tell the judge why you should be let out. That's how you stop it. Let that go across the Hawaii tourism agency's websites. That we have a $10,000 cash bail if you get caught violating quarantine, not wearing your mask, and watch the compliance rate's gonna go through the roof. But no, because we cannot inconvenience the visitor. Naman the local. We cannot inconvenience the.
Brother, what if, just think of it this way, you get somebody, they either get arrested or they post on $10,000 cash bond, right?
Mhm.
They call him Bill Bondsman. The person answer, Aloha. For any kind bail bonds, how can I help you? I need your help. I've been arrested for not wearing my mask. I'm sorry, the bondsman is not available today and he's out with COVID. Try back in 14 days. Aloha.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't know. So hold on, Charlie. You gotta entertain our guest for 1 minute. 1 minute. Hold on.
Okay.
Crisis in the kitchen. Crisis in the kitchen. Hold on. There you go.
Wow.
Go do it.
Well, I'm reading something about from Marshall Lum. Uncle Charlie, did you hear about the airline employee at Kona Airport that was peed about the tax mandate? Oh, no. Went home and came back with a shotgun. Ooh. Well, no, I didn't. But all this time we're talking about a lot of things, and again, the message is we got so many things that's swirling around us. It would be very, very easy to say, ladies and gentlemen, that if there was a certainty that nothing would happen, we could probably forget about this as if it was old news of the past. But it's not. We still have people passing away. We still have, people getting sick. And today they downplayed it. They say, well, the beds, there's only 76 hospital beds being occupied. 76. Hey, folks, I don't know about you, but a sick person in an ICU bed is a sick person. And if that sick person is from COVID, that means they're struggling. You know, they're not running a marathon tomorrow. They're not going home tomorrow. They're not going to. Just imagine how many people have you seen or know of that went into the ICU, got to sit up and have room service of any kind of food that they want to eat? Zero. Why? Because I was one of them. I was in ICU. And let me tell you, I didn't get the kind of meals that you would want because, one, I was in no condition to have that. So just imagine you got 76 of them statewide in beds due to COVID. But just because we don't hit the two or three or 400 mark, it's like, no big deal. When you get that, then you worry. That is so reactive. And that's one thing about this state. Okay. So that means that, this state is very reactive. That tells me one thing. If we ever came under attack, we're going to be reacting to the attack. We're not going to be proactive. We're not going to be getting ourselves set up that should an attack happen because we're being too overcautious. Yeah. Say that to all the countries that got invaded. Say that to them. I don't want to be one of them. I want to be where I can go to sleep, wake up, enjoy my freedom because why? We've taken the correct road to be proactive about things, but this state is too reactive. It's like saying, oh my goodness, too many of us getting sunburned. We're going to mandate. You got to go use suntan lotion. No, I already know. This Hawaiian, everybody know my legs is white because I don't go in the sun. Okay? I'm Hawaiian. That doesn't mean that, all Hawaiians like staying in the sun. No, all Hawaiians don't like skin cancer. That's why I don't go in the sun. Lolo. Did I blow a gasket a little while ago?
No, not at all. No, not at all, not at all. But I did see your legs
Yeah, they,
at
they white. They white as snow.
oh wow. I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, I was kind of surprised. I was kind of surprised.
But you notice something, eh? Everybody I passed, nobody was laughing. Eh?
Hell no. Even I never mentioned it because you was there.
No,
But I
but
can
you
tell you
you
now because
notice
you're
you
40
notice I
miles
was
away.
one of them. I was one of the old futs the way I came. I had black socks, tennis shoes, green shirt,
Really?
a blue shirt with dark shorts. I was like one of those guys that go lawn bowling. You know the kind of look like one of them old farts that go lawn bowling. Only thing I was missing was my cane when I came down.
I tell you. Yeah, we well, I wouldn't say we're the most reactive state. We could be like Florida, where these guys they find some school districts in the six figures, 150 or whatever, 130, $150,000 for mandating masks in their school. Um,
What did they achieve by doing that? Tell
they,
me, what
they,
did they
they
achieve?
just they just they he became he won the 2021 asshole of the year award. That's I mean, I know that there were a lot of opposition to his mandates or his executive orders that banned schools from requiring masks, but I honestly didn't believe that they would take action against those school districts. I this guy is going to hell. There's a special place in hell for him.
You know what going to
Charlie,
happen? No,
you?
this is what going to
I
happen,
mean,
Mel.
come on.
Mel, this is what going to happen. Over time, watch as he get older. His lips going to roll and pucker like one okole and going to be stuck like that for the rest of his life. That's what going to happen. Now he truly going to look like an a-hole.
Sorry, I said it wrong. The Jackass Award, or
Jackass.
maybe yeah, I'm not going to say this one. Oh, he put the exclamation point there.
Yeah.
No, I mean that is pathetic. But so in that sense, we gotta be thankful for what little our state has done. Oh, this is the one here. This is the one here. There we go. That's what I should have said. I get on problems sometimes with my
Yeah, your
mouth.
mouth pilau. Hawaiian call it
Yeah.
pilau.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dirty.
Well, and I apologize to those that I offend. But I think of those little kids uh, that got COVID and took it home to possibly parents, grandparents who possibly
Yep.
died because of this guy's ignorance and his ego and his chip on his shoulder. I like punch him in the mouth. I really like punch him in the mouth. Like, bruh, who are you? To take away that right of a school. I mean, I sorry, Charlie. We whether you support ma- one thing we is not disputed. Well, I shouldn't say that because get some people that actually believe the mask is dangerous. We know that the mask saves lives. We know that, Charlie. I mean, that's just we know that, and for him to come out and make that kind of executive order, I have absolutely no respect. And honestly, he need one swift kick, boy.
Well,
He
sadly,
does.
there are these kind of people. Brother, I've said this before, and in fact, you're the one that taught me this. That's what makes the world go round.
Yeah, you know,
Sadly, but
I
that's what makes
I
the world
think I think about the devastation that we have all seen, all of us, the village, everyone else have seen the devastation of this pandemic. To even suggest that it's an endemic right now is that in and of itself should be grounds for impeachment. Seriously, Charlie, I am being dead ass serious right now. For a person in that at that level of leadership, that level with that kind of authority to come out and tell the people that the pandemic is over and it's now an endemic. Um,
Well,
to me, that's grounds for impeachment. I know Honolulu is big city, so there's a lot of
but you know what
support
is
for his activities. But
you know
that
what he's
that is
getting ready.
that
You know
is
what he's
terrible.
getting ready for, right? He's getting ready for. He's not going to be run for governor. He's getting ready to run for the head of Department of Health. That's why he said what he said.
I'm gonna behave. I'm gonna behave. I'm gonna behave. That's
brother.
yes, Mary. That's part of what set off Misco. I think Misco was just and I know there's a lot of healthcare workers watching right now. Uh,
No, what set
right now.
Misko off is because he was on CNN last night, right? He said he was on CNN, and he's been in conversation with many of his close confidants, where he gets a lot of his information from. You see, Misko has reach in parts of the world right now that's being affected by the fourth wave. So here you have someone locally that has access to that information, like a Jerome Kim. Okay, so that's why he has every right, because he's being exposed firsthand to the experts in that part of the world that's fighting this thing, and he has firsthand knowledge of the information. Okay, and yet we have local individuals here that has no clue about when a pandemic turns into an endemic, and when it's severed and said, okay, we're in the clear. But yet they take the bold steps to announce it with no scientific. And he claims that, oh, the science. I said, first of all, okay, Mel and I, we get our information, we get pretty good information, but we may not have all the information that some of the experts have. But yet we know that the numbers as far as testing is concerned is far off the mark. We know that. Because why? Not enough testing is being done. And they always use the same excuse time and time again. It is costly. You remember how they said before, if you were this, then you don't have to worry. If you got, if you got vaccinated, then you don't have you're 100% immune. Well, when that was first told to us or to the world by a particular individual in the administration, Mel, what did you think about that? You blew a gasket. You said, "Whoa, where did that come from?" Because we don't hear the other experts in higher places that's working closely with thousands of samples, that they not even they can make that statement, because they know that's not true. But we had someone here locally make that statement. And then we all supposed to sit back and take that as a gospel truth. No, don't work that way.
Yeah, and just for our readers, I mean readers, viewers. Hang on, because it's. I just want to put this up real quick. An endemic of a disease or condition regularly found among particular people or in a certain area. That is endemic versus pandemic, which is across the whole damn globe. This is what this is what Mayor Blangiardi said we are in now. Uh, incredible, incredible. That's dangerous kinds of information because people listen to that and they hold him in high regard and they're gonna believe that.
Hmm.
So when someone like the Mel and Charlie show talks about the pandemic, they start thinking, okay, who are gonna believe, Blangiardi or Mel and Charlie? Sadly, some people are gonna believe that we're out of the pandemic, and that's why everything is opening up, and that is the scary part. That's the danger part.
Hmm.
So anyway,
Yep, it is
wow,
terrible.
we
But
are in a pandemic.
we have come so far, and I think the next phase of it all is, and I'll be the first one to admit, I'm burnt out. I'm burnt out, but I don't like to lose, so I'll keep on going as long as I can. But I'm not gonna lie, I'm burnt out. I feel like I'm preaching to a population, especially for those that don't want to listen. They have every right, but it's kind of tough because you know you see when you see people get sick, you just shake your head and It's like when a young adult takes his life, okay, because that seems to be on a rise again when young adults take their lives. We always say, especially if you know them, you always tell yourself, could I have done more? Could I have saved something to change them? And that's how I feel about those who get sick from this damn COVID. We're out here sacrificing, yeah, it's an hour, but if you look at it, you know, get to work by 4, between 4 and 4:30 in the morning. I get home by 5:30, 6 o'clock. I get on the air, finish at 8, just enough time to eat my dinner, take a shower, go to bed, get back up at 3 again, you know, and that's a constant thing. But I'm always thinking about those who can maybe use a little word of encouragement, and that is, it's not over yet, but you got to keep fighting. And how do you keep these people on that positive track? You lead by example, and that's what we do. You'll never catch me at the airport walking around with no mask. You'll never catch me at the airport part of a crowd, because the airport workers, a lot of them took their time out to put those little dots on the ground to space 6 feet apart to show you what a safe distance is. But there are some of those that just walk over it like, nah, like it's a decoration. No, it's there for a reason. It's there for a reason. And what doesn't help is, people, they're so eager to catch the plane. You get in that line, when you get through that TSA checkpoint, lucky you get a half a feet between you. It's like body to body. That means that they're more worried about how they're gonna get past that TSA checker right there. They worry about the safety as they're standing, and that's what most of the studies shown. Right? These people can test negative 72 hours prior to departure. They get on a plane, they take the plane ride, they come and they get sick. Most of them believe they either got sick at the airport or while standing in line, because they had to be in close proximity for a lengthy period of time. And that's the only two areas that we know for a fact that you'll be in close proximity of someone for a length of time. Is while you're standing in line at the airport or in the airplane.
Oh, are you there? He just froze
Yes.
up. Oh, okay.
I good at staying still. That's why, find them one job after tomorrow, gonna pick myself gold and stand on the side of the street. Like that.
Sounds like a plan.
Sound like a plan.
Any closing thoughts, Charles?
Well, someone wrote and said they knew that we was talking about a very serious subject, but are we hilarious? Yep. You have to be, because if you allow this to get to you, it'd be very hard for you to share the message. And so that's why I seem like I'm hot and cold. It's all about being kind to one another and trying to get the message out in whatever way I think is possible for someone to absorb what we're talking about. This is not an easy subject. It may sound easy because we make it sound easy, but it's not. You try doing this for an hour, babbling on about all the negatives and trying to insert every once in a while the positives of why we have to do what we have to do, so we can make it at least enjoyable and palatable. It's like when I was growing up, I used to like going to church only for the music. But once the word came on, it was tough. So that's why they started to have music ministries. So you get the word can be administered to you through music. What we try to do is we just try to make it as fun as possible. So whatever we say or whatever information we share, it can be easily absorbed. Because you can get to a point where if you go into overload, you're going to start resisting everything that is told that is safe. And Mel and I, we don't want you to get to that point. We want you to always be safe, as if it's second nature. Go to the store, boom. What do you use? I use my shopping cart to create that distance between me and the next person. That's why even if I go into the store just to buy one item, I'll grab a shopping cart just so I have that buffer wherever I go. Okay? Because picking a shopping cart is not like picking a table at a restaurant. It says two or more can sit here. The shopping carts, whether you buy nothing or buy something, you can take a shopping cart, use that bingo, create a buffer between you and the next person. So just be safe wherever you go. And I thank you for joining us tonight as it's Thursday. The weekend is upon us after tomorrow. Just be safe. Okay, just be safe. Thank you to the village, as Mel calls it, the village. Thank you to all of you. I see the familiar names. We have grown to be quite intimate with each other on this venue, and I hope it continues. And whatever you do, even if the nights that we're not on, you can catch us on Messenger, send us a message if there's something that really eating away at you. Okay? So until the next time, thank you very, very much for joining us. Mel?
Roger Dodger. Yeah, we won't be back till Monday. Tomorrow night, obviously, we won't be on because of a prior commitment that I have. But we'll be back Monday with Dr. DeWorkin. I just wanted to, the village, Ohana, no one left behind. I think that's kind of the mantra of this show. We want to make sure everybody's safe. We want to keep everybody informed. But I did want to address one thing that was brought up about the legislature. Someone said that the legislature could create some direction if they had the gonads to do it. Listen, the decision, a non-decision is a decision. A decision not to act is a decision. Remember when we had the false alarm?
Mhm.
Man, the legislature wanted the governor's head. They had hearings and they grilled a lot of people. The investigations, the leaking gas tanks up at Red Hill or at the
Yep.
Honolulu, at the military bases, the Les
Yep.
Condo, the auditor, the legislature is very vocal about you know what they're doing. Um, I have not heard, and this is a frustrating part. I've not heard much from our legislators or from our council. So that leads me to believe that they are okay with it, that they have accepted the the what is going on, and I think that is what's troubling for me, because if the our representatives would get the people behind them and put some pressure, provide some political cover for our governor and lieutenant governor so they can stand up to the special interests and say, hey, we're going to stay the course because our that's what our people want. But right now there is absolutely no interference from anybody, which leads me to believe that those all of these representatives are okay with the decisions being made, and that bothers me. And I know a
Mhm.
lot of them watching. Some of them may be on right now. A lot of them will watch afterwards, and they're going to be upset. And I'll probably get a call or some text messages. But think about it. All these things, the legislature gets involved with holding the administration accountable for certain things. They do meetings and investigations on rail and all of these things because they disagree with the decisions being made. But in this case, no more. Everybody, everybody is, in my opinion, okay with what the state and some of our counties are doing. And that is a problem. And that is why this governor and this lieutenant governor and your mayor of city and county of Honolulu will continue to do this for the special interests and not for the people. All right. I don't want to end like that, but when I saw that comment, it triggered that because I have not heard anything. And as someone just said, silence is complicity. People need to start standing up. Or, hey, grow up here and come out and say, we support the governor's decision. We support the mayor's decision. We feel it's time to open up. But to not say anything leads me to believe that they are okay with what's happening. And I am proud to say I am not okay. Charlie has made that point over and over and over. So People appreciate you guys. We love you guys so much. We just want to all make it safe. We don't want to leave no one behind. You know, we're in Ohana. We're a village. Let's keep it that way. You guys stay safe. We'll see you guys on Monday, unless something crazy happens. We'll see you guys on Monday night with Dr.
Yeah.
Jonathan, the working infectious disease specialist. Trying to get Dr. Jerome Kim on next week as well. So,
Yeah.
with that, you folks stay safe. God bless. We love you all. Aloha.